Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to say that it's a big honor for me, for our delegation, to celebrate 10-year anniversary of Eastern Partnership together with you, together with the friends of Georgia. And of course, it has been a remarkable journey for us, the journey that was full of obstacles, and still it is. But at the same time, I think that Georgia is a very good example what type of transformative power European Union has. And of course, the success of Georgia is your success as well. It's a joint success, and for us, this is the main aspiration. And I try to always highlight the fact that for my nation, our European aspiration, it is a civilizational choice. It's a value-based choice because our past is European and therefore our outlook is European. And we've been paying a very high price for this aspiration, the political price, economic price. Unfortunately, as you know, Russian Federation continues to occupy 20% of our territory, and there are always attempts to influence this aspiration of Georgian people, but more than 85% of our population actually backs up this decision, this choice, because it's a civilizational choice. This tenure has been incredible period for my country, and the transformation process itself, of course, it was not an easy process. And year after year, we were advancing in all dimensions, whether it is easiness of doing the business, anti-corruption legislation, the rule of law, human rights protection on the highest level, and many other accomplishments and achievements. And of course, the association agreement, DCFTA, and the visa liberalization are the historical accomplishments for my nation. But at the same time, we have the vision to go beyond this success. Georgia is regarded as a front-runner country in the Eastern Partnership, and we think that Georgia deserves more. We have more capacities. And that's why 2 months ago, we presented to our European colleagues our unilateral document with the name A Roadmap to the European Union. And basically, the idea is to have the possibility and chance to further be integrated in the European institutions. Mostly we are focused on sectoral integration, whether it is a common digital market, economy, transport, energy, more mobility for our citizens, like circular migration, and many others. We also understand that there are challenges within the European Union when it comes to the political decision, but at the same time, we think that Georgia is ready to go beyond, and we think that the very tangible step forward will be to start the sectoral integration process. 10 years ago, the Eastern Partnership was a brilliant idea. It was a brave idea, I would say, and a visionary idea. And we need, after 10 years, we need to have another big idea so that all the nations are confident that they have the tangible benchmark to proceed. So when it comes to Georgia, we think that the further integration is the only right choice for us. And I also would like to say a few words about contribution of Georgia, because I really don't want to sound a little bit over demanding, but of course, together with Georgia, European family is stronger. That has been a message that we were trying to convey for years, that without the Black Sea security, without the security of our region, it is impossible to create a sustainable security architecture and security system of European Union. This means that together with Georgia, European Union will be stronger. This would mean that the European companies will have the opportunity to increase their exposure over our region. So that goes beyond our bilateral relations. And therefore, what is my message today is that our past is European, and therefore our outlook is European, and we have all the possibilities now to craft another big idea. The idea like was introduced 10 years ago, like Eastern Partnership. But we need now more ambitious plans, because the countries in Eastern Partnership, and particularly my nation, is ready to go beyond. Inclusive economic growth is a major priority of my government, and basically here we don't have to invent a new bicycle. We should achieve more inclusive growth with promoting more SMEs. Unfortunately, still the portion of SMEs in our economic structure is not high, so therefore our main goal is to promote small and medium enterprises, to give them more tax incentives, and in this respect the support of European Union is very strong. We have a special programs that are tailor-made to promote SME. In Georgia, one of the recent instruments that we crafted together is related to the so-called credit guarantee scheme, which will help small and medium enterprises to get a better access to finance and to expand their business. At the same time, we are trying to involve more SMEs in our free trade agreement with European Union. The number of companies exporting the goods from Georgia are increasing year after year, but of course there is a big room for improvement. So at the same time, we are making a great focus over education, and especially the vocational education. As you may know, recently we announced that we will dedicate 6% of GDP to education, which is almost 25% of our budget, and a very big part of that investments will go to vocational education. And basically in the vocational education, our main partners will be our citizens representing small and medium enterprises. So the agenda actually is very long, but I'm sure that this will help us to create faster economic growth in Georgia, but of course the inclusive growth, which is the most important. When it comes to European institutions, I have already mentioned that the success of Georgia is a joint success. We could have never been able to achieve this success without involvement and without commitment from European institutions, and that is our message, that we could demonstrate that Georgia has the willingness and capacity to do more. And I think that with a more ambitious agenda, especially when it comes to the sectoral integration, the involvement of European institutions is a precondition for us to be successful. So therefore, we look forward for a successful cooperation with all of them.